Hi, I'm Nancy from Mettle, and today I'm going to show you how to make big bucks using ShapeShifter AE. What are we going to do? We're going to create a complex 3D logo right in After Effects using displacement mapping and reflection mapping. So let's get started. We'll start with a new composition. 720p is fine. I will turn on the action safe parameter. This will help me to center the text. Let's go ahead and type in the letter S. Super. So now we'll center that. Great! Now I will right-click on the layer and select Create Shapes from Text. The main reason I want this option is because it is the fastest way I know of to get a nice clean outline. We may also want to use some of the other cool features that are available in shape layers but not in this tutorial. For this effect, I want a white stroke and a thickness of, say, 20. We currently have a white fill. We don't need a fill for what we're doing, so we'll go ahead and Alt or Option click on the shape layer's fill color. Click several times to cycle through the options. Now, we need a new solid. Control or Command Y will do the trick. Click on Make Comp Size, and then we'll go ahead and mask out a region using the Mask tool. Set the mask to cover to just about the midpoint of the stroke. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now, select the layer with the solid and place that behind the shape layer. What we want now is the cell pattern effect. That would be under, no, not stylize, but rather under generate. Yeah. We'll invert the effect and set the size to 20. Great! We use the cell pattern effect to add variance to our surface. This is a fast way to add a complex and handcrafted finish. This will help to sell the effect. We can go ahead and duplicate the text layer and use that as an alpha matte. This will clip the excess cell pattern. That should do it. Wait, I almost forgot to blur it. Let's add a new adjustment layer at the top of the stack and then add a blur. A fast blur should do the trick. We'll set that to 3 and click on Repeat Edge Pixels. Let's rename this comp Displacement. Remember that with 3D displacement mapping, we need to work in 16 bits per channel or higher for best results. You will have a smoother finish with 16-bit simply because you will have more levels of gray to draw from. ShapeShifter AE also works in 32-bit with no real speed hit. So, let's create a new comp and name that Master. We'll place the displacement comp into the Master comp. Hide it by clicking on the eyeball icon in the timeline. We don't really need to see it to be able to use it in ShapeShifter AE. So let's create a new solid. We'll make that comp size as well. Now we apply ShapeShifter AE. And we'll take a look at the result. It doesn't look like much yet, but you've done an important step. You've extruded the solid. We'll assign the displacement layer in the displacement mapping feature. Then set the height to 10. Still not quite what we were expecting. Let's shed some light on the subject. Add an AE light. Parallel light at an intensity of 140, and we'll keep it a warm yellow. Now we're getting somewhere. Let's just select that light and reposition it a bit. Then we'll add a fill light. An ambient light works well for this. We'll set the intensity to 30, and we'll go ahead and adjust the color. That should do the trick. Yeah, that looks good. Let's go ahead and add an AE camera. 24mm should work for this. Now let's reposition that camera to get a 3/4 view and slightly overhead. Awesome! Let's add a reflection map. I'll select this one. It comes with some of our free project files, which you can find at Mettle.com. We'll take this image and create a new comp. Why pre-comp, you ask? Well, because pre-comping in After Effects is part of my secret plan to take over the world. once you pre-comp, you will be under my control. You are now under my control, and you will do everything I say. Is it working? No? Okay then, moving right along. Pre-comping is necessary if you want to animate your reflection map or add certain effects. Some effects need to be pre-composed in AE, but that is another story. Let's rename that comp reflection. That works for me. Now we'll place that in the master comp and click on the eyeball icon as well. Let's rename that solid to SSAE, just to tidy things up and make them easier to find. We'll select the SSAE layer and assign the reflection layer in reflection mapping. It's on spherical by default. That works for this effect. Now let's toggle open the material properties and set reflectivity 85. Now let's try 65. We'll set specular to 65, shininess to 3, and metal to 50%. Now for the bada bling. Let's use Star Glow, one of the many trap code filters. We'll just use one of the built-in presets. There, that should do the trick. Looking good. The next thing I want to do is rotate the S shape as if it were spinning on a turntable. We'll go into ShapeShifter AE's 3D transforms and set a keyframe at 0. Then we go to the end of the sequence and set a keyframe at 1 for a 360-degree rotation along the y-axis. So let's just jump to different points in the timeline and see what it looks like. And look at how fast it renders. Now that's impressive. We're almost done. The next step is to show you how to make big bucks. We'll go into the shape layer and simply draw a square. Duplicate that and reposition it. Then duplicate the two of them and reposition those. And there we go. Let's do a quick RAM preview, and I do mean quick. Did I mention that ShapeShifter AE is fast? Like, insanely fast? Awesome! That took about 5 minutes to do, and your project file is all set up. Now watch how easy it is to repurpose this file. Import a new logo. Hide the $ shape. Place your new logo in the displacement comp. So we render, and we're done. That's it. To recap, we used displacement mapping and reflection mapping together to create a complex 3D logo, and we did it all in After Effects in a matter of minutes. I hope you found this tutorial helpful, and I'll see you next time.